How do you champion South Africa, Shakira?
There's so many different ways, but I think the one I always used to describe myself is that I'm a child of the African soil. And in any work that I do, whether it's healthcare related, gender related, or youth related, I'm a very proud young South African that carries the flag very high.
And practically, I mean, you're involved in public health. So you're a medical doctor, but maybe tell me more about the work that you do. Then I don't want to forget to talk about this new project you've just launched.
Yes, it's I was just reflecting this morning that at every point in my career where I've sort of had an interesting juncture, I've spoken to you, Ashraf, and a couple of years ago I had quit my job and then gone into being a consultant. And at this point, I'm at a very another exciting point in my career where in the day I spend my time working for the World Health Organization, and it's a bit crazy, but in the evenings I work for UN Women, and that really keeps my day and my nights quite busy. But it really is full passion projects and working on a wide area of global projects. So it's very exciting.
And tell me more about the types of work between the WHO and UN Women that you do.
Well, it's quite complicated and jargony, so I hope I'll be able to break it down. But I think there's three big projects I'm involved in at the WHO level. The two are really linked to gender equity and reproductive health for women and girls. And the other is working on the health workforce. So the healthcare personnel across the world. We're actually developing a new strategy for the world going into the World Health Assembly. And then at UN Women, I had a call last year where they had asked me to join, and it's something I couldn't say no to. And they had asked me to run their Global Action Coalition on Generation Equality or Gender Equality. And that brings together over 2,000 commitment makers worldwide to advance gender equality for the next 5 years.
And how do you keep your, I'm not going to use the word sanity, but how do you keep on a clear focused path when there are just so many distractions around you?
It's become tougher and tougher, and I think the thing one has to say is no at some point. I have an immense sense of self discipline, really, and I do wake up. I'm part of that 5 a.m. club. I've got a very strict routine. I plan everything from the beginning of the week to the end. For example, I practice a lot of self learning because I think that taking care of yourself and personal development in all of this keeps you sane. And then over the past 2 years, I've become quite an exercise freak. And I think that, being able to keep active while having such a hectic schedule, it's really true. I mean, I'm not on Obama's level of being a president, but I recall that he said, he'd need his run, for example, every day. So I think that also keeps me quite sane.
Okay, I know you have to go. You've also launched an academy of sorts in your name. So in the minute left, tell me what that is about and how that's going to hopefully impact the South African and the African continent.
hmm I think so. When I was starting out the consultancy, I thought to myself, if someone like John Snow, who's a famous public health physician, could create his own consultancy and push for public health in his name, why couldn't I? And one thing I've been very passionate about is building young people. And so I'm very proud to say that I've just launched, it's really a pilot, but I've launched a Young Scholars Program, African Young Scholars Program. And the idea is that we will be supporting the studies of young people across the continent. And in turn, they'll be working on various projects through the consultancy as well. So it's a really exciting venture, pilot, early stages, but it was a beautiful moment to just sort of softly launch it a couple of days ago.
Well, hopefully we'll loudly launch it with the support of Champion South Africa. Certainly very happy to amplify that as we move along. I know your time is up, but I mean you're very much you champion great causes and you're best in class. So very much a champion of South Africa and a champion of the African continent. Thank you for your time as always.
Jazakallah Ashraf, in Ramadan and Eid Mubarak to your listeners.
Absolutely. Whether you're Dr. Shakira Choonara. By the way, check out, I'll follow on her social media pages. She has a story to tell, including, I mean, amongst the many awards, I think the Destiny Women, not just the 40 of the top 40, she wasn't in the 40, she won number one. I mean, that's just amongst the many things. And you know what she's made in your community? So just think about that. We're going to talk to Imran Choonara from the African Muslims Agency after this.